Okay, man, I took a look at your game here, and I just want to give you a couple of quick pointers since you seem to be struggling with the matchup. You go for a Pylon Scout here. If you're going to go for a Pylon Scout in a two-player map, you need to be sure that you deny the hatchery. So dance around with your probe, block him, make sure he doesn't get it down. He goes for a 12 hatch here. You see it with your probe, and then you still don't deny it. So he still just gets it right up. That's going to put you behind economically here, because now he's going to have a really strong economy, and you've already gone for your forge first, and you're just not going to be ahead. So you're already starting off the game a little bit behind here, which isn't good. Obviously, you want to start out the game in a stronger position than your opponent. The big problem with this game is that your build is really bad, and then you don't make probes consistently enough. So let's take a look at that. So you go for the core here. In a second here, you're going to drop a Citadel. So if you're going to go core then Citadel, that signals to me that you want to go for a really big +1 weapons attack for your Zealots, and then Zealot speed as well. Instead, you don't really do that. You go for kind of a weird mix of builds here, and none of them are effective because you don't really focus on doing any of them effectively. So you get the second gateway here, so it kind of looks like you're still going for that big +1 Zealot timing attack. But then you drop a Stargate. So your Stargate's super late, and it's also taking away gas from your big timing attack with the Zealots there. So not really effective. In PvZ, you really need strong build orders because Zerg is only weak at certain windows. So if you're not attacking during those certain windows, then you're going to fall behind economically, and you're not going to be able to compete with the Zerg. Those two windows are going to be 7:30, so if you're going for like a 1-1 timing there, you can hit 7:30 and the Zerg should be pretty weak and you can do a lot of damage there. And then the 12-minute timing with +2 attack is the other big timing where you want to hit with like 18 goons and you want to try to bust a third base or a fourth base there with that timing. With what you do, you don't have a strong 7:30 timing and you don't have a strong 12-minute timing either. So the Zerg is never under any real pressure throughout the course of the game. So we'll take a look at that as the game progresses here. But you can see here you get the second gateway, you start gearing up for your +1 Zealot attack here. And then you send your army out, and you actually take this fight here before your +1 finishes. So let's take a look at that. You're going to get your Zealots here, you're going to start fighting here. And your +1 hasn't even finished yet. So you take this fight here, and you can see that +1 isn't done. So that 100 minerals and 100 gas you just spent on getting +1 isn't doing anything for you. It's just putting you behind because you're attacking without it. So and it actually finishes right now, and you've already lost the battle. So time your upgrades so that they're hitting right before an attack, not right after an attack, because obviously that's bad. If we take a look back at the main, you can see just how few probes you have. This is 7 minutes and 31 seconds into the game, and you're on 12 probes. So you're on 12 total probes this late into the game. It's going to be really tough for you to have a strong economy on 12 probes. It's virtually impossible. You've already fallen behind economically, and he hasn't done any kind of economic damage to you. So it's one of the big reasons why you're behind right now. As we speed through the game, you get a Corsair here. I want you to ask yourself before you do anything in StarCraft, what are you trying to accomplish? So what does this Corsair accomplish? It's 8 minutes into the game, so if you send it across, it's not going to be effective at killing Overlords, because the Zerg definitely has something that can kill a Corsair at 8 minutes into the game. And you already kind of know what he's doing because you just did your +1 attack there. So you know his unit composition, you know he's on 3 bases, all that good stuff there. So this Corsair that's super late isn't going to accomplish anything, and in a second here you send it across the map, it actually just dies to a Scourge. So completely pointless, and you're just wasting money when you do stuff like this. And once again, when you're behind, you do something like this, you're going to get further and further behind, and the game's going to become impossible for you to win. One final thing to mention this game, before we stop the replay here, is that it goes on for another 20 minutes or so, or it goes to 20 total minutes, and during this time you never take a third base. So if you're not going to take a third base, well, you want to take your third base by about 9 minutes, but if you're not going to take a third base, then you need a really, really strong +2 timing. In this case, you don't do either. You have a weak +2 timing with very little supply. You're actually matched with a Zerg, which is never good. And you just get rolled here in a second. So the big things to work on this game is build more probes. You need to be building probes consistently. And as soon as those probes finish, you need to be sending them to mine. Work on not getting supply blocked. I saw you get supply blocked quite a bit this game. So you really can't get supply blocked in this matchup because you need to hit those really crisp timings. If you're getting supply blocked, your timings are going to be weaker, and Zerg's not going to be under any pressure when you do actually move out to attack. The last thing is find a build order that you enjoy doing and just hammer that build order in so that you can do it without thinking about it. Because the build order you're doing right now in this game is really bad and it's never going to hit any timings effectively, and you're just falling behind from doing it. So those are a couple of quick tips for you. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord, man. Good luck.